Greetings, unsettled souls, and welcome to the Correct Views. Sam Ganji reporting for the Media Speaks, and today it is already time once again for the Dunce Cap of the Month Award. For those of you that don't know, I send these out once a month to whatever the stupidest, dumbest, most boneheaded story I can find is. And last month, I sent the Dunce Cap to the Department of Education because of the way that they are teaching math to our kids. They sent the Dunce Cap back. Oh, really? Well, if you're going to do that, then you're going to end up in my contest. So here's what I'm doing. Everybody listening to this, up to $50. If you send one and only one message on Facebook to the Department of Education saying, "Why did you send back the Correct Views Dunce Cap of the Month Award?" If you do that, and you prove to me that you did it, I will promote your favorite charity on the air, as well as donate $5 to it. Alright friends, here we go. The Dunce Cap of the Month Award. All of you know there are runner-ups. There are stories that were almost stupid enough to make it, but not quite. For those of you that are used to the Dum D music, Christelle has rushed me greatly, and there is no Dum D music. She did save the day with the little table thing here we have, which you can't see, but it's off camera. We had a mess up here. Alright friends, PrisonPlanet.com, Alan Salazar. Anti-gun group aims to disarm Target customers. Were a mass shooting to break out inside a shopping venue, common sense dictates that a person with a firearm would have good chances of subduing the assailant. But one gun control group oddly insists that shoppers be defenseless, disarmed slaves. In other words, if somebody comes in shooting, I don't know about you, but I for one am hoping that there are some concealed carry people in there, you damn straight, or non-concealed. Moms demand action for gun sense in America. It's for the children. The anti-gun group, which recently merged with Michael Bloomberg's now defunct Mayors Against Illegal Guns organization, has set Target stores in their sights, launching a petition attempting to get the retail chain to ban open carry firearms. Basically, people were shopping with their firearms out, proving, in fact, that it is America, and you are allowed to do that. And the fact is, you're allowed to do it in most states. These idiot parent groups want people to put the guns away, even though the people openly carrying the guns have harmed absolutely no one. The point being proven that if you don't have responsible armed people, then what you have is lawless armed people, because there are always going to be somebody to do something bad with something that is legal. But since most people don't, the greater good that the other side likes to talk about so much is actually done with more people having guns. An armed society is a polite society. Do you want proof? I love when people say that I give bad information or disinformation when I give sources for everything. Alright, well fine. This is another one of the runner-ups for the Dunce Cap of the Month Award. North Carolina posts no gun sign and then gets robbed at gunpoint. Blacklisted news. Can't argue that, can you? Surveillance footage of the gun-free zone being robbed at gunpoint. There's a video below on this article. Even while Michael Bloomberg's anti-gun groups celebrate their victory in getting Chipotle to ban guns in their stores, thankfully Target has not bowed. A story of Dunham, North Carolina reminds us why these so-called gun-free zones are actually doing more harm than good. At 9 p.m. on Sunday night, the Pit Authentic Barbecue in Durham was robbed at gunpoint when three masked men entered the restaurant through the back door. From ABC11News.com, Durham, North Carolina, police are searching for three suspects involved in an armed robbery at Durham's newly opened barbecue restaurant, The Pit, on 321 West Gear Street. Authorities said just before 9 p.m. Sunday, three men wearing hoodies entered the restaurant through the back doors with pistols and forced several staff members to lie on the floor. The bandits assaulted two employees during the crime, but they were not seriously injured. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt or injured in this incident. But it's no thanks to the sign in the window which said "No guns allowed." In other words, no guns allowed means please rob me, or nobody in the building has any ability to defend themselves. Alright, friends. Michael Phelan, Infowars.com. He always finds a story that almost wins the Dunce Cap of the Month award. I'm telling you. Cleveland police confiscate children's basketball hoop. Yes, East Cleveland has cleaned up its game. I guess there's nothing to worry about anymore. All that claptrap from Bone Thugs and Harmony. No violence up there. No need to worry about anything more important than basketball hoops and kids. It's for the children. Anytime you hear for the children, just know you're getting hosed. A Cleveland woman is speaking out after police officers confiscated a basketball hoop that she purchased for neighborhood children. Well, don't you know, Ohio police like it if you are in fact selling drugs but not playing basketball. Sherry Furley, who purchased the hoop for several neighbor boys that regularly help her with her yard work, attempted to stop police this weekend as they dragged the hoop away from behind their vehicle. Just drug their street hoop away. According to Cleveland Piggies, the young boys have been repeatedly warned that they are breaking the law by playing basketball in the street. Cell phone video captured by Fioli revealed one officer's refusal to give any leeway regarding the hoop. There is no warning, the officer said. There's nothing I can do. There's no leeway. Yeah, you could drive away and leave the freaking hoop there, you pig swine. Not only did the officers confiscate the hoop, but Fioli was threatened with arrest before finally receiving a ticket. I need to see your driver's license again, one officer asked. If not, I'll arrest you for refusing to comply. That's what swine do. Visibly upset, Fioli blasted the officer's action as well as the ticket and the $182 in court fees that she now faces. I'm not living like that, Fioli told reporters. I pay my taxes. I am ashamed. I am ashamed of what that man did and the example he set for these kids. God bless her. Despite a post on the department's Facebook page that admitted the officer clearly handled it wrong, the hoop still remains in police custody. The department showed no intention of backing off from the ticket as well. Why do I do these shows? Here's what I want you to do, friends. I want you to go to the Facebook page of the Cleveland Police. I want you to call the Cleveland Police and let them know that you're mad. That's why I do these things. Michael Phelan, another one on InfoWars. Police officer shoots puppy after fearing for his safety. This one came within a private part hair of winning. I am telling you, it was so close. I really... Wait till you see who won. But this one, I'm telling you, I might get comments down there saying that this one should have won it, and you might be right. A Michigan police officer, a very brave man, I am sure, has shot and killed a 10-month-old puppy this week as he pursued a suspect through several backyards in a Redford Township neighborhood. According to the doggie's owner, Bianca Alexson, the police ignored the Beware of Dog sign in her backyard fence early Sunday morning as they entered onto her property, which they had no right to do. After reaching her backyard, one officer claims to have been charged by the puppy. I didn't know what had happened at first. I just heard pop-pop, said Alexson's boyfriend, Ryan Showalter. Police claim the officer feared for his safety and had no choice but to shoot the puppy twice after it would not stop advancing. 2-year-olds advance too. Everyone here loves animals. It's the last thing that we would want to do, but we have to protect ourselves from a 10-month-old puppy. Showalter refuted the officer's claim that the puppy was dangerous, saying the dog had no history of violence whatsoever. He wasn't the protector of the house type of dog. He was just great around everybody and loved them to death type of dog. Although police say the shooting was strictly based on officer safety, Showalter says the officer had a different explanation at the scene. I asked him why, and he said because he is in our way, Showalter explained. Incredibly, officers then arrested Showalter, accusing him of interfering with police on his own property. I hope you guys are making the phone ring on these bastards. I really am. I'm telling you. They tried to tell me that I was resisting arrest, Showalter said. I was breaking down hysterically in the backseat of the cop car, crying, and I didn't know what to do. Showalter was later bailed out of jail by Alexson, and they are still waiting charges from the police. So, don't forget, the police need help from a 10-month-old puppy. that has no history of violence. Don't you love the Dunce Cap of the Month award? Guys, I got one more runner-up. And it's quite a big one, I'll give you that. Actually, there's two runners-up. I'll go to both of them. This one, though, if I get a comment from one bonehead that says, if you give the house to people that don't have the one, they'll turn it into a crack house, because you're full of it. My brother picked up a demo house, and you know what? He's fixing it up more and more day by day. Instead, clearing up Detroit's dilapidated buildings will cost the city $1.9 billion. Never mind that there are probably, I don't even care if you give them some kind of a test to prove that they are a contractor, it'd be cheaper than $1.9 billion. It'd be easier to simply give the homes away. Give them to anyone with a job. But no. Around 70,000 unusable properties across the city will need to be cleared over the next 5 years at a cost of $1.9 billion to the taxpayer. Of course, you could give them to somebody who doesn't have a house or who may have gone through a foreclosure and is working. Notice I said and is working. But no, we're going to knock them down and pay $1.9 billion to not help the homeless. Uninhabited or unusable properties make up 1 in 5 of all the city's properties because people left there because outsourcing was such a good idea. Detroit will need as much as $850 million just to address neighborhood blight in the next few years because they're too stupid to give the houses away to the working poor. Addressing the larger scale commercial sites across the city could add an additional $500 million to $1 billion because of their much larger size and potential for greater environmental issues, stated a new report from the city's blight removal task force, who was too stupid to give these properties to people who are opening businesses. Although 1,200 properties will need to be demolished per month over a 5-year period, the report noted the expense could cost $2,600 per resident because you're too stupid to give the properties away. Towards the end of 2013, the White House promised some $320 billion worth of aid to Detroit. In July last year, they filed for bankruptcy. Well, when they do something as stupid as what I just read to you, I don't think there's much surprise on anyone's face that they're a bankrupt city begging help from the government. This was what we get when we decided that it was such a wonderful idea, remember, to go ahead and to send our jobs to other countries. And that way we can spend $1.9 billion to tear down the properties of all the people that we drove away from the city. Friends, I wanted to give the Dunce Cap of the Month award to this story. And I've said it many times, I agree with Michael Savage on this. If a guy gets his weenie cut off, he is not a girl, he is a mutilated guy. Do I think it should be illegal? No, you can do whatever you want to your own body, but just don't tell me that it makes you a woman. And vice versa. Well, I don't give the Dunce Cap of the Month award to anyone in another country because it costs too much to send. Now, you can change that by going to the correct views at hotmail.com. Every penny you give to me goes towards a better show. Having said that, if this stupidity would have happened here, this was my choice for Dunce Cap of the Month. But it's in Britain. Globalist Institute schedules child sex change despite the parents' objection. Britain's National Health Service and the Tavistock of Portman NHS Foundation Trust Clinic will allow a 16-year-old girl to change her sex despite the vehement objection of the girl's mother, according to a story posted on the Daily Mail this week. That says it all right there. The gender dysphoria. Well, you know what? When you're 16, I'm not saying the girl isn't old enough to make the decision for herself, because I freaking hate when people say that. I think a 16-year-old girl can decide whatever she wants. However, to do that prior to your body done going, you are a woman, done going through the body changes that your body needs to do as a woman before you decide to mutilate yourself and pretend you're a man, you need to finish growing first. This will lead to all kinds of cancers and defects and everything else. That's why it was going to win the Dunce Cap of the Month award. But it did not. The next story did, and I'm going to get to it as soon as I encourage you to look up the works of Mike McLaughlin, who is an amazing writer. as I knock over the Dunce cap. An amazing writer, writes fiction, writes short stories, writes poetry. Look up Mike McLaughlin. You can find him on Facebook and let him know that I sent you, Sam, from the Correct Views. Told you to check out his stories because they rock. Also, check out mine. I have a books up to sleep on knowing, a short story called The Lucky Leprechaun, and a persuasive essay written on the historicity of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Proves that Christ rose from the dead and doesn't use the Bible to do it. So they're on sale at Amazon. And friends, that brings us to Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de, the Dunce Cap of the Month Award, QZ.com. It goes to the U.S. Patent Office taking a photo against a white background. It asks, Amazon owns the patent on that. Well, Sam, didn't you just say you sold your books on Amazon? Yes, I do. Am I grateful for the service they offer? Yes. Was this a greedy, stupid move? Yes. Why didn't they win it? The Patent Office, for even allowing this kind of stupidity, wins by far and away. Today, a photography blog unearthed another strange development in America's ongoing patent train wreck. Amazon was recently awarded the intellectual rights to taking pictures of people in front of seamless white backgrounds. In other words, you put up a couple lights, stand in front of anything white, you could be sued for breaking the patent. The Patent Office actually allowed Amazon to do this. Critics of the deal from the tech and photography worlds are split on what they see as the bigger affront. The gullibility of the U.S. Patent and Trade Office or the genius of Amazon's patent lawyers. The other G word, greedy. The patent which you read here was originally filed in 2011 and was fittingly sparsed with the title Studio Arrangement. So they own the patent on studio arrangement. It takes 5 pages of dense text to explain the photographic innovation at use. There is a diagram that TechDirt points out pretty much looks like every photo studio in the history of all photo studios. The technique is illustrated. Now this is what they're trying to say. They own this. Activate rear light source, activate front light source, position subject on elevated platform, initiate capture. End. That means that if you've done this in front of a white background, you have created copyright infringement. It says, get the picture? As photography writer Yudi Toshi pointed out on the blog of DIY Photography, this method is not exactly new. TechDirt summarizes it this way: turn back lights on, turn front lights on, position thing on platform, take picture. As TechDirt explains, this filing is unlikely to result in any serious disruptions to the photography industry because the specifications listed above are sparse and hard to enforce. The U.S. patent system makes it quite easy for people to lay claim to initiative easy processes, which so-called patent trolls have used to throw wrenches into the cogs of actual innovation. In other words, people constantly trying to make money off of things that everybody uses every day and they might use to make something people really need. So guys, that brings me to the actual dunce cap. Here it is. It says, this isn't white. Does this count as white? No white. No smoking sign. White background. Dunce. It's very, very sparse. Christelle did that to prove a point. Those of you that watch all the time know it's normally quite colorful. Here's the award. And I'm about to tell you what it says. The Dunce Cap of the Month Award. Congratulations to you at the United States Patent and Trademark Office for winning the Dunce Cap of the Month Award for June 2014, I wrote. In a month of near constant stupidity, as you guys have just heard, you managed to stand out as even more stupid than any other story for having granted Amazon the patent on taking a white photo up front a white background, with a rather standard lighting, no less. You rose above all other fools during this month and proved that a government agency can always be counted on to not only act in ways that hold no basis in reality whatsoever, but to also be counted on to approve the worst and most selfish ideas ever into actual law. Place this award and a most special place that will forever remind you that you produced one of the dumbest ideas of the year. And I put my website on the bottom proudly so. Friends, you are listening to The Correct Views. Sam I.B. DeGangi reporting for The Media Speaks and signing off. Please donate if you can at thecorrectviews@hotmail.com. And get ready for the Saturday edition that goes live on The Media Speaks each and every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Share this video, get it out to everyone, hit subscribe, do all that good stuff because it helps me greatly. Good night, friends. God bless.